welcome to what we call the greatest sports show on planet Earth. This is Sports in 60 Minutes, brought to you on our Rebel Studios. I'm Femi Farawe. I'm excited to have you join us today. There's so much to talk about from the Nigerian football scene. We've got details from the Paralympic Games, and there's a bit of this and that as the Npfl is in full swing this weekend. I'll be doing this with the usual guys, the usual suspects, I call them. Got Princewill Oviesan right here. Princewill, it's good to see you again once.
It's a pleasure being on set with you, Femi.
All right, today you've got a smile, so I'm assuming only positive things today.
Time will tell.
All right. Someone who's always positive and brings out just positive vibes is Francisca Nwobodo. She's also here with some good stuff today.
You guys are looking very calm. What's going on?
The
game is, by the corner. Super Eagles playing recently.
Are you worried?
I'm not worried. You can see I'm calculated, so calm. I'm ready to go.
In charge. What's this? There's nothing to worry.
Anyways,
I'm worried. Francisca, you had to bring this out. So you know what we're going to do right now?
We'll take a break.
Yes. Then we'll come back from the break. We'll talk about everything Nigerian football. Okay, so welcome back. We've got loads to touch on, and we're just going to get straight into it. Sports in 60 Minutes on iRival Studios. Femi, Princewill, and Francisca. Now let's start out with the biggest story from the Nigerian football scene. Victor Osimhen to Galatasaray. Now remember the last time we were here, the question was Chelsea or Al Ahly. But eventually Galatasaray came through after the European window opened or closed, because theirs was still open just a bit. So our quick details. First would be a loan deal, right, for 1 season. He's got the option to leave in January if a major club brings an offer. And they've also lowered his asking fee in terms of Napoli from 130 million to 75 million. Prince, this must cheer you up. There's no way you'd be a naysayer or the Grinch on this story.
Good news for Victor, especially Napoli saying the reason to bring down the asking fee from 103 to 78. The Bruaha and the whole Guadmaya that surrendered the transfer of Victor Osimhen was not necessary. I believe that there should have been an understanding between the club and Victor himself before this whole issue came up. But it's a good one, a big sigh of relief for him. He'll be focused on other assignment that comes his way.
All right, Francisca, we know that he's not a part of the Super Eagles at the early stage. Are you going to make excuses for him missing out early enough to come into camp? Or does this just mean we should give him that sort of opportunity?
What opportunity?
To sort his future out.
Like playing the game. I, for one, would not want to see him in the game, because it's not settled. He's not apologized.
You know what, Francis, I made a mistake. I walked into a trap.
I don't understand. I don't understand, because you are asking
Let's go about the transfer. Let's go back to the transfer.
Okay.
I made a mistake. I remember that last week.
Okay.
We not settled
Exactly. So I was going to come to you on that.
Let's go to.
So transfer.
All things are past. New things are.
I reference to the past. Yes, in as much as I don't dwell in the past, I will reference to the past.
Transfer.
However, transfer, I am disappointed. Yes, I am disappointed, because if you are going to take a loan eventually, then why did you not go to Chelsea? That's the big question.
No, this one,
why did you not get
what Chelsea was offering?
What Chelsea
the salary?
Yes.
The salary was they asked him to receive a pay cut.
Yes.
But between you and I, when we talk about publicity, would you watch a talkie?
Yes.
Do you watch a talkie?
Hold on.
Oh my goodness!
Farawe. Yes, is it the publicity we're talking about, or the money you make?
Also, do not forget that this happened because he no longer had. There was hold on. He no longer had. There was no longer any other this thing on the table, and he felt, I can't be playing. I cannot just sit and not play football for almost 4 months or thereabout. I'd rather take whatever that's come. And that was how Galatasaray came. And there was nothing he could do other than to accept. I can tell you categorically, if Galatasaray had come earlier, he will not go to Galatasaray.
But that was on the table. And
he will not go to Galatasaray.
Would you rather stay out for 4 months?
That was what I said. That was why I said it was because there was no option, no other option.
The special one.
Does he coach Galatasaray?
He coaches Fenerbahce.
So are they playing in the Champions League?
They're in Europa League.
Europa League.
Galatasaray is a top
Napoli is not in the Champions League. Napoli is not in the Europa League.
But of course, you know that you and I will talk about Napoli.
No.
We will talk about Napoli.
No.
We'll talk about the Italian league more than the Turkish league. We will talk about the Italian league more than the Turkish league. You and I know. Let's tell ourselves the truth. And let's not paint what is not in. Honestly.
Can I come in here?
Come in anytime he wants to come in.
The bottom line
conversation
is the successful career of this young man. He needs to get a go-ahead. And he saw one. And he tapped on the opportunity, irrespective of where the league is coming from. At the end of the day, it is the money. I advocated he should go to Saudi Arabia.
Can I ask a question, Princewill?
Yes.
Is it possible for him to get a big club, a big move from Galatasaray, Turkey?
It's going to be difficult.
Exactly.
Yes, it's going to be difficult. Let's be honest. Let's be honest with ourselves. You see, there is this dichotomy a lot of people don't understand when it comes to the transfer markets. It's interwoven. A lot of these clubs speaks to themselves. They have the network. Are you aware that he has sacked his last agent?
Yes.
And that is also...
Not his last agent, the agent he had.
Good.
He's not gotten a new agent.
Okay. That's also a factor. Now, going to Galatasaray is a big relief. Let him go in there. There are conditions he has to fulfill. If a club comes in January, fine. If he doesn't, he continues to the end of the season. He needs to live his life out. Okocha said something, which is very pertinent. Listen, you play football to think about your future, and your future is the money that comes into play. So, if you're going to stay in the iceberg for 4 months and nothing comes in, fine, you'll be collecting the salary, but are you relevant?
I think he is. This is a league Mourinho is in.
No, I'm talking about Victor Osimhen.
I've said this is a league Mourinho, this is a league Balotelli is in.
I don't have any of that.
This is a league Mario Icardi is in.
Going to Turkey, to me, it's a very big play out positive.
See the way the fans showed up just to show the love on Victor Osimhen.
It is.
You know, we're just going to put the zip. No,
let me tell you something. I would rather prefer that he even goes to Saudi Arabia and cash the money.
Yes, I would prefer Saudi Arabia.
I would have preferred because as we speak now, but look at what is on the table. It's all about money now. So why not go and cash out?
He's collecting his wages now.
Compared to what Saudi Arabia would have paid him.
Is there anything wrong in collecting extra money?
How much they were willing to pay him?
Francisca, do you remember what Ronald Koeman said
cash out the money now.
Do you remember what Ronald Koeman said about Steven Bergwijn?
No.
He said Steven Bergwijn just moved to Saudi Arabia and the coach dropped him from the international team list. The reason why he said at 26, if money is what you are chasing now at 26, then there's nothing for you anymore with me in the national team.
Then I think Koeman has something to think about. Because we've seen a lot of players after retirement, they have nothing to fall back on.
You are 26 years old.
David Beckham's son who retired at 22. What do you want to tell him?
His father is a multi-millionaire.
Oscar as well. There was Oscar who went to China at 25.
Still is in China. It's for the money.
And he's making the money.
He's making his money. So you have to define
what football reputation do you have?
You have to define what you want. As we speak now, what football reputation does Osimhen want?
He's African Footballer of the Year.
After that, what else?
He's also played for Nigeria, played the final of the Afcon.
After that, what else?
Plays for the Super League, one of the biggest teams on the African
I can tell, I'm telling you categorically that if Galatasaray had come earlier when Chelsea came, he would have gone to Chelsea. I can tell you that he's not comfortable with this deal, but we just felt, he didn't have any other option. And Galatasaray came, and he doesn't have any other option other than to go there. Because I would rather prefer, if you are going there for a loan, then why did you not go to Chelsea? At least the eyeballs were there.
Let's move on from you.
Why did you not go to Chelsea if you're going to go for a loan?
Let's move on.
Okay, let's move on, please. We are not fighting. But
because
I'm just telling you the fact.
Very excited that today we're going to be.
I'm ready for you.
Because from one story that Francisca has argued about to a story of positive vibes, Nigeria's Ademola Lookman was listed amongst the players, a 30-man for the Ballon d'Or. That's the 2024 Ballon d'Or. The list was announced this week. So much excitement. Francisca, even you cannot punch a hole in this one.
I'm excited, and it's quite unfortunate. The Victor Osimhen wasn't even there. Was he there?
Did they do too well last season?
That's what I'm asking. Is Victor Osimhen there? Because you just mentioned a whole lot of things. But then, away from that, let's talk about a good story for Ademola Lookman. This is good news. At least we've had consistency in the Ballon d'Or. The last time was Victor Osimhen making the 8th position. Yes. Now he himself, I don't know the position.
On the list. That 30-man list will be put down to, I think, the final.
I think 10 or thereabouts, 10 or 20.
So we'll get to the final 3. but they'll show us where every other person's placement was.
Frozen.
But this is good news for Nigeria. Let me not lie. And
you agree to great story.
Excited.
Does he crack the top 10?
It's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult, but it's a good one that we have somebody from Nigeria in that particular foray of top 30 footballers in the world. You have millions of guys playing the game, and in Europe, if you mention the top 100, throwing it down to top 30, it's a fantastic one for Nigeria.
You know, the favorites for the list so far is Vinicius Jr., Jude Bellingham, Erling Haaland has been mentioned, here and there. Rodri also comes in with a big shout. Manchester City and Spain were victorious from last time. But one thing I also know that there were other categories: Coach of the Year, Goalkeeper of the Year. The South African goalkeeper, Rowan Williams, made the list as well for his exploits at the Africa Cup of Nations, and also what he did for Mamelodi Sundowns. You know, for me, it's a great story for African football generally.
Very big one.
I still sort of missed the point when South Africans came out, right, to still protest and say, can you imagine how Nigerians screamed about Stanley Nwabali? Nwabali, who was good at the Nations Cup, didn't make the list, but Rowan Williams makes the list. And I'm like, look,
it's political.
Africa football made the list. Because last year, Osimhen made top 8. Yeah. I don't remember Nigeria going to South Africa to say, you don't have anyone in the top 8.
No.
I'm saying that as long as Africa is on that list,
Femi,
I'm fine.
Femi, sure you've heard the story of the Uber site.
My goodness.
They're still looking for trouble, don't worry. They'll get more. Because I don't see the correlation between Nwabali and the goalkeeper of South Africa.
Exactly.
Like rightly said, they're all Africans. And we should rejoice and celebrate them.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So we're all good. We're all in agreement.
Yes,
good.
we are. We are good.
Let's go to a story of Chelsea, and this brings the question to you. You spoke about Victor Osimhen. Chelsea have given Nicholas Jackson a new contract, an extension, right? This deal runs until
2027.
2033.
Oh, okay.
2033.
I was mistaken.
So I'm trying to say that Chelsea believe in his ability to have given him this. So it quells any story you say about Osimhen switching, because Chelsea really did not want him to come. If you're going to already give Jackson a few days after a new deal to 2033, that means you didn't want Osimhen to come. You're just going to give him a slave contract.
I disagree with you. See,
our focus is on Jackson now. Because you're about to go back to the Osimhen conversation. I just want to take you back. Jackson signed to 2030. That's a good story.
Okay, good story, because Osimhen didn't come again. So they felt, we don't have any other option. Let's give it to Jackson. And I also want to believe that this will be another opportunity for Jackson to improve on himself, because I remembered recently there was this altercation between him and Mikel Obi, and Mikel Obi told him, you know what, you just have to step up with your game, and it went viral.
What's your take on that situation, by the way? What do you think? Because I personally think that I thought Mikel was out of line.
You think so?
Yes, I think.
No, he's played the game.
No, it doesn't matter.
He played in the team.
It doesn't matter.
He understands.
Did he score goals for Chelsea?
But of course, so
if
the position he played wasn't a position of him scoring goals.
It was not your job. It's like when Roy Keane was criticizing Erling Haaland, and I'm looking at both of them. I'm like, with all due respect, you were a defensive midfielder. This guy scores goals for fun. He's been top scorer twice, and you're criticizing the top scorer. So my point here is, I understand your criticism for Nicholas Jackson, right? I understand when people say he isn't scoring goals, but I think that Mikel could have been a bit more diplomatic. That look, his words were he didn't know how to kick a ball. That's embarrassing. This is a professional footballer. Do you know what it's like to play at the highest level? And you say he doesn't know how to kick a ball. You can say, look, his finishing comes into question, right? And hopefully Chelsea should get a coach for him to improve that. You don't have to go, he doesn't know how to kick a ball.
But are you aware that 2 wrongs do not make it right?
I'm also aware that Mikel Obi, because you want to sell your podcast, you don't have to always bash.
Also, are you aware that you don't react? You don't react to criticism, rather you respond. I would have expected a Jackson to respond to Mikel Obi by doing more on the field of play, and that ends the conversation.
He has scored 3 goals in 2 games.
That ends the so that was the reason why he said step up.
No, but
so you will respond.
Did not say
because the way Amana in with Jackson responded, I felt no.
Princewill, you're giving us this week. You have a different opinion.
Respond on the field of play. Consistency. Be consistent.
The truth is that Nico Jackson last season to me was not really.
But he double digits.
Yes,
scored more goals than even Gigi Drogba.
Yes,
his first season at Chelsea.
I agree, but
So if you praise Drogba, who scored only 20 goals once, why are you giving this guy who is younger than Drogba when he came into the league stick? When he scored double digits.
You just asked me to come in, and I'm coming in.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
For me, I think he's still very young, and Mikel assertion was a little bit too hasty. That's the simple truth.
Yeah.
He's still a young player. How long has he been in Chelsea compared to the Drogba and him himself, who played for Chelsea for close to a decade plus? So I think at times we try to misunderstand some few things. He played the game to that peak. The young man is just coming. He has not gotten to the level he got to. So it's just to give him that. For me, I will have Nico, up your game. We want to see more goals. Not you can't kick the ball.
Because again, why I'm saying this is, and I know that some people say, "Oh, what do I mean?" Chelsea could have bought a striker. Chelsea, beyond Victor Osimhen, there was the Brentford striker who was available, Tony. Chelsea could have gone for another striker. But one thing I've noticed about Jackson, and this is something no one can deny, those chances that Jackson is missing. Take Jackson out, put any of the Chelsea strikers, you probably won't even see those chances. A good example is the game against Man City. After Jackson missed a number of chances, but then they put that McGew. We didn't see those chances. So my question is, how did he create those chances for himself? I think he's a good footballer. I just think that his coaching, get him a coach to work on his finishing.
Are you saying the current coach
Man United, I'm saying that get a specialist. Man United went to get Ruud van Nistelrooy. That, you know what, we've got strikers. Get someone to work on our nines to finish. That's what I think Chelsea should do. And I'm speaking from my points. But you know what?
And that's the reason why he has said, because Mikel has played, he played the game to a level, to a standard.
I come on here and I say, oh, you don't know how to talk.
And I will respond to you by talking more.
And that's what he did.
I will respond to you by talking more so that you will know. I will not say, hey, come on, shut up or keep your mouth shut on what you have said.
No, it depends.
But I'll say, oh, you say I don't know how to talk.
No.
Okay, I will come on air and, you
are expecting
I respond.
No, you're expecting me. That's why if I just walk up to you and just go, you don't know how to talk. First people are like, are you okay? Is everything all right? Are you thinking? Because, hey, it's not talk, I'm talking. So I'm saying that he just saw Mikel quit. I'm like, Even I was like, But you know what? Let's leave that conversation. So we all agree that Jackson signing a new deal. Great one.
It's a good one.
Great.
It's a good one. All right, let's move over now to Chelsea. They have signed new players, including Man United's bad boy, Jadon Sancho. He's in the building. Started training already. Everything seems positive. I hear Chelsea took a couple, or at least a bit of his wages. Not everything. So if the bad boy is in the building, it means all is forgiven.
Well, for me, I feel for Sancho. Reason being that when he left Man U for Dortmund, we saw the sparkle he brought to bear. We saw his contribution in Dortmund. I just felt that when he was coming back to Chelsea, he would be an integral part of the team. But the coach knows better. Manchester United.
Yeah.
The coach knows better. Coming down to Chelsea, he will bring up some bites. He's a player you can always count on.
I like him. I actually do. When they call him bad boy, I think it's a bit premature.
There's a difference between you being bad boy off the pitch and on the pitch.
So, okay, on the pitch is the prodigal son.
Okay.
Off the pitch is a bad boy.
Okay.
Right? That's what they call him. That, he likes to, goes out, comes late for training. But the story is that he's reported for training.
You know what? He's a fine boy compared to Balotelli. Balotelli goes out opposite side.
You already had a fallout with the manager, right? And your game time is going to be limited.
Exactly.
So the likes of Amad Diallo, the likes of Garnacho are starting ahead of you.
I was the guarantee that he will play consistently
even
in
Mason
Chelsea.
Mount is starting ahead of you. So my point is, it's better for you to go to a place where it's a fresh start. Cleans the tabula rasa. He walks into the room and then tries to prove himself. And if at the end of the 1 year, he cannot prove himself, and Chelsea feel, which was what Dortmund couldn't agree with because of the wages, he'll go back to his parent club and they will have to orchestrate a new move. All right, so we've got to touch on a few more stories. Just to quickly mention, AK Athens in Greece are talking to Anthony Martial of Manchester, formerly of Manchester United. He's a free agent. So if you don't know, free agents can still move. He's not the only one. Adrian Rabiot, we've gathered he's been linked with Manchester United. Keylor Navas is available on a free transfer. Some of these players can still make moves before a certain date. So let's just keep you updated with that one. He used to play for Manchester United. We just wish him the best of luck. I'll touch on a few other stories as well. Francisca, let's start off with the Falconets, right? Lost to Germany early this morning. Princewill, you can jump in on this one as well. 3-1, won their first game, lost their second game. They've got one more game to go against Venezuela. What do you think their chances are?
Well, I see them moving to the round of 16. I'll be honest with you. That they lost against Germany doesn't mean that they don't have what it takes.
The fourth time, by the way.
Come again?
Fourth time losing to Germany.
Korea twice losing to us. So, but for me, I think the coach, Olowokere, am I correct?
Yeah,
knows what he's doing. The girls, I didn't see this game. I saw the other first game. I waited late to watch it. I think they have what it takes to go fight the tournament.
You had 9 duties too?
Well, it doesn't really matter.
It's all right.
I was keeping watch.
I'm not in this conversation because I don't have night duties. I put my night duties in sleep. I put it in sleep.
But the truth is, I see them moving to the round of 16.
How about the new coach for the under-20 men, Ali Zubair? Now, he is the coach of El Academy Warriors. Won the Federation's Cup, President Federation. It's a long name now. President's Federation Cup. That's what it is.
You don't want to add the first one.
No, Federation Cup.
There's a name.
No, it's President's Federation Cup.
There's a name.
What's the name there?
Nigerian Federation.
Don't worry. After the
Call
show.
the name now. What's the name?
I don't want my producer to build me.
Your producer will be fine with it. Just call the name.
GTI.
Oh, GTI.
Yes. Yeah.
Ali has got the job anyway for the under-20. He replaces London Boso. Let's see how that turns out. But let's talk about the Paralympic Games before we leave this part of the show. Nigeria has won 2 medals, guaranteed silver and bronze. One from badminton, the first African man or woman to win. That's Miriam Eniola Bolaji. And then we've also got Esther Nwobodo. She won in powerlifting. So great stories.
Also created a new Paralympic record.
Oh, yes, she did.
A great story, and this just brings me to that, liner where they say there is ability in your disability. I've always known that these Paralympians are the ones who, they do well when it comes to Olympics, whether para or the usual Olympics that you and I know. And also, I want to commend the badminton president.
Francis Obi.
Yes, honestly, even though during the normal Olympics, the guys really do well. I think it was a case of him saying to the athletes, you just have to make a statement, and you can see how that happened with Miriam. Good one for them. I'm not disappointed with what they've done so far. I'm happy, and hopefully when they come back, they will be celebrated.
I wish they will be celebrated. Over time, we've seen the Paralympians giving us joy.
Everything.
And they have the slimmest budget.
Wow. Yes. The same reason why the USA wins the Olympic Games, but the Paralympic Games are not first or second. Once you get the answer to that question, the answer to Nigeria's question comes out.
Really?
Yes, it is.
And I also still question even the small budget that they have.
That's right. No.
So but let's not go there. Let's not dive into.
Just shed some light on it. The minister said for every gold medal a Paralympian wins, which is more than what the Olympians had, was $15,000. Second is $10,000. Third is $5,000. And I can tell you authoritatively because this morning we spoke to Francis Obi, and he said Eniola has been giving her $5,000 for winning the bronze medal. So It's a good story for her as well. Let's go for a break right now on the show. We'll share some more conversations when we come back because there's quite a lot we're looking forward to ahead of this weekend's football action. Okay, well, welcome back to the show. We're going over now to our next segment, and it's the build-up to the Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers. Remember, we're all starting on a blank slate. Everyone is starting afresh. So the past doesn't matter anymore. We've got a new coach, we've got a new competition. The phase will happen in September, in October. So there are 2 games in September, 2 games in October, and 2 games in November to complete qualification for the event that takes place in December, January of 2025/2026. Right, Super Eagles are in camp. Francisca, let's get your thoughts on this one. The complement of players are there, right? There's so much positivity coming out from the coaches. Austin Eguavoy, Daniel Ogumolede, and also Fidelis Ilechukwu. Those are his assistants. What do you think our chances are for this one?
I don't know why.
We're playing Benin Republic, so be very careful.
Playing a former coach, Gannett Churo, who is also the current coach for Benin Republic. One thing I feel is if there is a maximum relationship with the coach, Austin Eguavoy, just like you mentioned, we are starting on a very new slate. I don't want to be harsh because if I go ahead to say what I want to say,
go ahead. You have the floor.
The screen will just go,
You have the floor. Go ahead. Don't want to stop. We're not trying to gag you. Go ahead.
But all I want to say to Nigerian is this: please do not expect big, because whatever against Benin. Come on. What is the what is the recent?
Let me say something. God save you. God save you. I want to read it. I don't off your mic. If I read you, I'll off your mic. Not because I'm bullying you. How can you say we will not be Benin Republic at home? No, Francis, I don't say these things.
Who came here to hold us to 1-1 draw?
In South Africa.
No, before South
Ghana.
Africa.
No, it wasn't Benin.
No,
it wasn't Benin.
It wasn't Benin.
It wasn't Benin. Benin has never drawn us at home here. How?
It was Ghana.
You know what?
It was Ghana.
Let the truth be told.
No, what? Everybody has to call me a liar now. You are calling me a liar.
You do not expect anything from this game.
I feel like I should do this show alone sometimes. I should just come and talk to myself alone.
The truth remains that with the past performances of the Super Eagles, everybody is skeptical. Everybody is worried. Like you rightly said, I'm worried this morning.
I'm not worried.
Okay, you're not worried.
Not worried.
But I'm very confident of the team.
Let's hit the nail on the head.
Okay.
You don't have to underrate Benin Republic. Considering the fact that we just had a squall and we still have that bruises all over us 1-0. They're coming to Nigeria very well.
2-1.
Okay, 2-1, I beg your pardon. They're coming to Nigeria very well. All Nigerians expect a victory. That doesn't mean that the Beninians will not put up a fight, but we should be careful. Reason, when I know you very well, I know how to get at you. And that is where Genetro will come in. So we should score early goals. I've always said that if the Eagles can put early goals in any of their games, rest the game 2-0 first half. When you come back second half, soak the pressure. We'll be at home. But you keep the crowd, you keep everybody apprehensive until 89 minutes to begin to scramble for goal. It doesn't work that way.
Princewill, just in addition to what you said, even early goals and you're not ready to defend is also a problem for you.
And we've
seen, we've seen these players. They score early, 2 goals, and everybody goes to sleep.
And 2 goals. When was the last time we scored 2 goals?
No, I'm just saying.
Afcon. You asked the question, I answered Afcon.
So we don't give Nigerians, give Nigerians hope. With everything that has happened with the NFF, with the coach, with the team.
Neither am I being pessimistic here. The truth remains that, Femi, either we like it or not, the track record of the Super Eagles in the last 2-3 years has not given Nigeria joy.
At all.
That we went to the Nations Cup and got to the final. It's not a perimeter to say the team has arrived.
It is
not. Because you did not win. But you saw what happened in the finals. Did you not watch the finals? Does it look like they were ready to win that much in the finals?
The element of not to play.
Ivory Coast were not hungrier. And we thought, they took us with the hope that, we are going to win the Nations Cup again.
Don't let us do
this year we've seen character from the Super Eagles, and you mentioned Ivory Coast.
Yes.
Ivory Coast were playing at home.
No,
Ivory Coast did not just materialize.
What character?
The Super Eagles showed character to get all the way to that final.
No,
despite all the challenges.
Leave the finals.
I'm saying that
the qualifying series now. What character have they displayed?
No, we played well in Afcon. In the qualifying series of the FIFA World Cup, mathematically, we're still in it.
Why do you have to bring it mathematically to an issue that
out of it?
Did you just say FIFA World Cup?
Yes, we're not.
I would agree with you.
Did you just say FIFA World Cup? Is it guaranteed that you're going to win all your games?
Anybody win their games completely?
No, politically.
No, let's line it to Nigerians' chances.
Let me now come into the last one because I've listened to both of you. The last one I mentioned,
allow him to speak.
Afcon, it is a fresh start. These are the first 2 games. 1. Number 2, Eguavon has never failed to qualify Nigeria for the Cup of Nations.
Come on, stop living on past glory.
Let him finish.
No, he has never. No, what do you mean?
Stop living on past.
Go ahead.
Because what you have told me today, what you guys have told me today is that we've not scored 2 goals in a long time. We've not done this. You're telling me history. I'm saying now. Okay. What we have in the team, what we have in the squad is we brought back Truss Ekong. The last time Ekong was in that team, we played well.
Let me guarantee you something.
Ekong is back in the team.
Let me guarantee you something.
Ademola Lookman, Ballon d'Or nominee.
Can I guarantee you something?
Football of the year.
Can I guarantee you something?
One of the best goalkeepers.
Can I guarantee you something?
We've got Arsene Eguavon.
Can I guarantee you something?
You've got Electrical.
Can I guarantee you something?
No, you can't guarantee me anything concerning Super Eagles. The players will guarantee me that.
Okay.
On match day.
Okay.
It's the players that will guarantee you. It's not
you wants to see the other side of my prediction. I can tell you that. I can tell you that we'll manage. Please underline that word in capital letter.
Okay, let's take the predictions.
Yes, we'll manage.
Exactly.
We'll manage
to predictions now.
Manage to get home.
Give us the 2 predictions.
In this game?
No, 2 predictions for this game and then for Rwanda's game. Because when we return, we'll play the second game already. So let's get your 2 predictions.
For this game?
Yes.
You want me to be honest with you?
Yes.
Draw.
Is it like...
How did you know? I was going to go there to go,
Draw.
Okay.
Whatever, no.
This week says draw. First game. What's the second game?
We're losing the second game.
Defeat. DG. Yeah. Francisca, what's your own? Let's get your own. Let's everybody say their own.
Against Benin Republic, draw. 1-1 draw. Or any scoreline draw. But draw is certain. Rwanda, perhaps a slim victory, maybe a 1-0 victory.
We lost in their first too. Shay, we lost there.
Let's even manage. Let's manage.
Let me finish.
You should give us your own take.
Win.
The two
games.
I didn't expect anything less than that from you. That's not the truth. I didn't expect anything less than that.
Here waiting for Femi Farawe.
I've seen Benin. I think what I like about Benin is they're a very difficult team to break in terms of how they play. But one thing I give the credit for the Super Eagles is generally the Super Eagles have played this team recently. Yes, while we've dropped points, and they plan to avenge that result. And if you've seen what the words coming out from the players, words coming out from the coach, we've had such
words before.
No, but then
this is different now.
We didn't have the full complement of our players. Wilfred Ndidi.
So are you saying that the players that played that particular game were not competent? They were not potent enough?
I'm saying that we had a blip. And all the mistake of that comes down to the coach. And I blame the coach. The coach who was in charge of that game.
So you mention his name, Femi George.
Yes.
Okay.
Now we've got Austin Egwavon, who again I said has experience in qualifying.
The same coach during the Nations Cup that everybody castigated that.
No.
Didn't do well.
No. Austin Egwavon in 2008 qualified Nigeria for the Cup of Nations.
That's a long time ago. This is 2024.
But it's the history that you are talking about.
I leave history. The movement right now is what we're looking at.
I feel that Egwavon knows what Nigerians want.
You know,
and Egwavon would do it.
You know my crowds. We play for
you know what.
We do not even have formation.
You know what? No, I'm coming.
You know what? Yes, so, Francisca, we can have a forfeit, right? We can have a forfeit. All three of us have made predictions of what we think will come good.
Yes.
Right? So the forfeit is whoever doesn't come through. What does the person do?
I don't understand.
By mail for the rest of the.
Is that fine? Because I'm
by me.
So
no, the first game first. The first game first.
No, by the time we come here, both games would have been played.
Yes, that's true.
Both games would have been played.
That's true.
So how do we score it if somebody scores one and misses the second one? Whoever scores the most.
How do you mean by the most?
So what I'm saying, if I score 2 and both of you score 1-1,
you can't get 2/2. I can assure you that if I take an extra bet on that, you can't get 2/2.
Wow.
So anyone who scores
2 games.
anyone who scores the list, the people who score the list will do the forfeit.
Forfeit, how do you mean?
So if, for example, what I'm saying now, both of you now, both of you have predicted a draw.
Yes.
Right?
In the first game.
Yes, in the first game.
Yeah. You've predicted a win in the second game.
Yes.
So let's assume now that Nigeria wins both games, which is what I predicted, right? It means that one of your predictions come in right.
Yes.
Right? So it means that you scored 1. He's got the list, so he takes the blunt, right? If at the end of the day we draw the first game, right, which is what both of you predicted, and then we lose or whatever happens in the next game, I come the list. Whoever scores the least amount of points. So 2 people are tied on the list points. 2 of them will go for the forfeit. Because I'm confident both of you will be at the bottom of the food chain.
You're very confident. And you don't think you will fall.
I've never lost a forfeit. I've never lost a forfeit.
Can I tell you something very funny?
Go chop that. Go chop her.
Can I tell you something very funny?
Go chop her.
Can I tell you something very funny?
For Nigeria,
the confidence you're exuding right now. What is it?
Are you aware that Genetro? Do you understand? Are you aware that Genetro was our former coach, and he understands our style of play and everything, and he knows the nitty-gritty with the Euro Stadium. Are you aware of that?
We have an apostle of Pep Guardiola. You know, are you aware?
Who is that? I was actually thinking it's Fidelis. I'll say that one is even a form of distraction for him.
I will run with the forfeit. And we've agreed that what we can do is that the person who comes in, will be here next week now.
You're counting that yourself.
Because I know I can never be on that list.
Imagine.
It's between the 2 of you. 2 of you will decide which one of you. And God bless me, it's the 2 of you. It's trouble. Toby are in trouble. God bless you. Toby are in trouble.
I have no fear because these Super Eagles, they
lack confidence. They lack commitment. Is it the one that come? Is it the ones that come on screen on social media and they will say,
I cannot carry my child.
Please take this. Take a bow. Just move.
Quality professional players.
For a very long time, I've not had this lag when it comes to the Super Eagles.
Super Eagles.
Yes. I can make a bet on them.
Prince, every time you write up the Eagles, every time you write up
we've always written up the Eagles. Francisca, how many times have I written up the Eagles?
We do.
Afcon, Francisca, to be sincere, when did you predict Nigeria will get to an Afcon?
Semi-final. For me, semi-final.
And we made the final. When did you predict?
Honestly, round of 16.
Do you know,
at this point, Mr.
But you and I know that is what they are good at.
But
you and I know that is what they are good at. They take your hope up like Arsenal.
Who was top scorer? Wait, who was top scorer?
Why do you have to bring Arsenal to this issue now?
Who was top scorer?
Why do you have to bring Arsenal to this issue?
No,
Arsenal has no business in this issue.
Arsenal, they take your Arsenal and the Moray, they take your hope high, and at the end of the day, you are nowhere.
Who was the top scorer in the last qualifying phase for Afcon? Do you remember?
Osimhen,
he's actually he wants me to say something.
Oh, you know.
Osimhen.
You know.
He wants to say something.
It's not even looking like Osimhen is going to even do anything.
No confidence.
In this game. Maybe Lookman, but not Osimhen.
Ballon d'Or Nomination.
Siska, no confidence. I can say it anywhere.
I was telling someone that you see this current Super Eagles, they are living on past glory of the past Super Eagles.
They did try that for Afcon now. Francisca, you didn't live for another planet. Let me speak pidgin on this show.
Hold on. Femi Farawe, you get them. No, you reach there, no winner, no miss say. You no get them. You reach 99, you have to reach 100. That's when I can now pat you on the back, or I will not congratulate you. For the fact that you got
because
in 2013,
we need to go break.
We are not going any break. In 2013, when we won the Nations Cup, you can see the commitment from this boys. And they took it up to, and the confidence, they took it up to, from the group stage, up to the finals, and they won. Show me the player.
Show me one player, apart from Trust Ekong, in that squad.
Show me the player that has that commitment.
Confidence. Show me.
Tell us. Call the name. Is it the one that at the end of
which African best?
Which African best?
Producer, call for break.
Please, let's
call for break.
Let's go for a fight.
Come for break. But when we come back, if you see us rough, there's something that happened in this season. Let's go for the break. Okay, well, I'm sitting in one piece. We're also having our clothes on. If you can just see all of us, we went round and round about it, but our forfeit stands, and we'll come next week to tell you which one of us decided to forfeit or had the biggest forfeits. But Npfl resumes. Now, the new report coming out is returns, because Ilechukwu played last week, right, against Aliu. What we can tell you is that the games for Saturday have been moved to Sunday, all the games. Right, they said so the Super Eagles will get their day in the sun. You know, I'm going to even start off with that before we even go into what the games are. It just feels a bit ridiculous, right? That you move games from Saturday to Sunday because of the Super Eagles. Why? Because all the administrators want to go to Uyo to watch the Super Eagles. I'm like, look, our league comes first. If our league is on, let our league start running. You picked this date long before. So let's play.
You know, I've always have issues with administrators, especially those that manage the league. Francisca knows my stand on this. It's very unfortunate because the league is the strong flagship of our football. And you've already fixed it, like you rightly said, that it will commence on this day. We've had the opener, Rangers, Academy, which was quite a very fantastic game. And suddenly, if the Super Eagles are actually playing on a day, the league can go on. Everybody will not be at the stadium.
How many players are in the NPFL from there? None.
Exactly. So why move the game? I see it as a very derailed pattern because it's also going to affect the whole duration of the league itself. But
the games will now play on Sunday and then one game will be on Monday. Lobby starts.
One game on Monday.
It'll be on Monday. But
it's still going to affect the whole schedule.
But Francisca, we've not resolved the beyond limits issue. Heartland are the team that will be there. How did the NPFL arrive at that conclusion?
Well, are you asking me? Because I
know my own understanding. But if I tell you tell them that they sense me again. And so that's okay. You talking to the people.
They went behind closed doors and, they got the deal. And it came out that Heartland of Owerri will be the one, taking the position for Beyond Limits. And for me, this is just good for Heartland. I hope that they'll, make another statement with the fact that they have a new coach, Amonike. I don't know. Hopefully, that he's going to do something.
So he's the one who'll be there. He's the one
going to do something great for the team. But I'm just happy that Heartland is back.
Well, I have a drawback.
Why?
I know something was coming out.
Yes.
I was looking at your demeanor.
Yes. We know very well that at times when certain things happen, we need to nip them on board. Nobody expected Beyond Limits to actually go that far, qualifying for the Npfl. But we all knew that the actors and administrators of Nigerian football knew that Beyond Limits belongs to the same person who owns Remo Stars.
Exactly.
And most times when you throw a coin, it's a two-way thing. Either comes either head or tail. Yes.
There's a third one.
Who is the third one?
None of them.
Okay, fine. That's a probability.
Yes.
He did mathematics. That's why he's always mathematically
He's always tossing the toy.
But for me, I don't think it's a good one when you consider what those boys, the team itself, brought to bear and how far they went.
What's in the rules? The rules are very
exactly.
And the only problem I have with this part of the whole situation is that the IMC should have just said this earlier. Let's keep it moving.
Exactly.
That's the only drama I have.
Exactly.
Other than that, I have no problems, and I don't think they need to say, "Oh, no monies was paid," because even if monies were paid, would you tell me?
Who said so?
The IMC said no money.
No, they can tell that to the Marines.
Marines.
Yes.
Wow.
Marines? Fish,
They can tell that to the Marines.
Mermaids.
Mermaids.
Marine.
Look. In the total configuration, the Marines has a lot of.
Princewill, wake up! You're back. You're going back to Delta. Wake up!
I am still in Lagos. I'm still in Lagos. See, Femi, let's not deceive ourselves. It's a slot, and when you're picking up a slot, there are negotiations.
But they're saying that look, under the rule in the constitution, you
can't have two clubs.
But you know what? So we don't. So
in
we don't
the same league. It's not done anywhere.
Beyond Limits will take on Eyimba. That's the first game. This Lagos team.
Beyond Limits or Heartland.
Heartland, sorry.
Wake
up, come back home. Hello, Poco Vale.
There'll be
come back home.
Ikorodu City against Caterpillars this weekend.
Yeah.
That's also a good game because Ikorodu City and the Lagos team.
Football is back to Lagos.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
And you're a staunch supporter of the Lagos team?
Yes, I am. Oh yes. So Ikorodu City this season
MFM.
No, he says any team
from Lagos.
Oh wow.
Is there.
Anything from Lagos. So there are two Lagos teams. The two of them are my teams.
Oh wow.
When they play each other, I don't support anybody. But when they're not playing, whoever they're playing against, that's
you're
the person
supporting.
I'm against. Yes.
Okay, you're against.
I'm against the person that they're playing.
They are playing. No. That's
so
good.
Ikorodu City all the way, and I feel that who wins the season eventually because we held on the Npfl.
We've not started.
When I ask you people for the Premier League, we've not started.
No, the Nigerian case is peculiar. Our case is very peculiar.
Your crystal ball.
My crystal ball. Enugu Rangers, of course.
Oh, it's not. You asked me. With the system and everything.
You asked me.
Let me see what happens in the first 10 games.
You want to see what happens?
The first 10 games will determine for me.
Personally, I think that.
But it's too early to call.
I think that if Daniel Ogumodede doesn't win a title this season, I'll be disappointed.
You mean Remo Stars?
Remo
Stars.
No, I'm not saying they win the league. No, I don't think they can win the league. But I'm saying that if they do not win a title this season, he's been there for too long.
What other titles are you looking at? FA?
Presidential FA.
Okay.
I still think, I feel that, well, I think Rangers will be in and around, but my pick would probably be, it's hard to say. I wanted to say Eyimba, but I don't trust the coach so much.
No. If there's anything my heart is actually looking out for, yes, Heartland might be there, but they won't pick the league.
Heartland or Wild Guess.
Now. If you see what happened during the end of the season, they actually showed that and what it takes.
And then remember, the last time they won the title was in 1998.
Are you aware that the Npfl
have you heard what the governor said?
It has to do with everything it's encompassing.
Yes, so they've got
administration
players,
and the whole lot, the coach and everything. And you know how there are some things we don't just have to say on air. You understand?
I don't know what you're talking about. All I know is that Gbenga Ogunbose is a seasoned manager. The governor, Seyi Makinde, says they're going to be on the continent next season. So we'll see how all of that will turn out.
They missed out in the whisker this last time.
Yeah, very small whisker. But let's see if that whisker will be a bit shorter or longer. All depends on how the football goes. We're so excited. We're so happy. And the guys have predicted for Princewill, he's gone for Rangers. For Francisca, she's gone for...
The first 10 matches. Let me wait and see what happens.
Remove Francisca from the prediction.
Just take me off.
But we don't want anybody that will be doing 10 games. I have gone for Heartland.
Okay.
It's a wild, but I feel Heartland will be first. Second will be Shooting Stars.
Wow.
Third will be Ikorodu City. I don't know how they'll do it.
Oh.
But they've got to be there.
So where will you put the defendant? No, the defending
Rangers.
champions will
Rangers
come close.
Rangers will Rangers are coaching.
Electrical is the special one, the one doing. That's why. That's why I'm annoyed because that's a form of distraction.
Who's qualifying game? You don't want to light up the fire again. Is September, October, November. That's the end.
And you think it's not going
to lose the title?
You think it's not going to stick with the Super Eagles job?
Allegiance comes first. Rangers. Is an assistant coach.
Let's be going, please. Let's be going. Let's be going. Let's be going. Let's be going.
And
we have matter to go and settle off camera because you guys obviously you guys have set the war. I'm going to go and finish it at the back.
But can I even ask? Let me quickly ask a question. Between the national coaching job and the team, the club national job, which is more difficult?
National coaching job. National coaching job, because you're dealing with players with different mentality, different
professionals who are abroad.
Yes. So that is why as a manager you require man management in the national team.
It's even better because on your CV, once you have for the likes of Ilechukwu and Ogumodede, if Ogumodede has interned with CD Firenze in Portugal and now he's an assistant coach to the Super Eagles on his CV, that's great. That's why I applaud Alin for taking that job. I would take it if the position comes because Npfl is good, but the only way for you to get another job somewhere else is when
it's on the
national level.
So on that great note, we all agree on something for once. Oh, hallelujah. Once a big thank you as well to the production team for putting everything together. I want to also say big thanks to Princewill Oviesan. He's been great today. Francisca has been bubbly as always. Francisca Nwobodo is her name. Hopefully next time she's always smiling like this and less feisty. I'm Femi. Thank you as well for joining us. We'll come back next week. We'll go through all the big stories from the national team and build up to return of football from the club scene right here on Sports in 60 Minutes. Until then, have yourself a great time and remember everyone, stay safe.